Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me see who's here first. By the way, Catherine Bryant, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. And Catherine says, I had to be first just to say that Horace can't even step in Diana's ghost, let alone her shoes. Very cool. Thank you so much for being here first. Hello, Judy Matasid, Hope's Garden, Lydia Washington. Let's see, Helen Marmon. Oh, you know what? Let me make myself a little bit more comfortable. Um, uh-oh. Okay. I'm gonna relocate. There we go. Maybe this will work out better for me. Thank you for your patience. All right, cool and the gang. Okay, perfect. Now, where was I? I was saying hi to everybody. Okay, well, TB, thank you very much. Rodney Jackson, Compton Caligown wants to say hi to a few people. Hope's Garden. Let me see. Rodney Jackson wants to say hi to a few people. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll all the way down. Oh, you guys been chatting for a while. I don't see the end of it. Um, wow, there's a lot of there's a lot of conversation. Elaine Parker, thank you for being here. Black Queen is here. Novi D. By the way, I already have my lip balm. Hello, Susie Q. Let's see. Zazeda Ali, thank you for being here. And Deborah Robinson, Anastasia. Thank you very much, Anastasia. Let's see. Happy Friday night to you too. Judy Bazell. Bazell. Okay. All right, very good. We're all caught up. So check it out. Check it out. Now, I don't know that Charles was brought to tears. I don't know if that was some play acting, and I should not accuse him of that because, after all, this may have been a how do I say it, an emotional visit, seeing that this is where his mother was located when she became queen. Her ascension took place in Kenya. When her father made his transition to the other side, she was visiting Kenya. She was in a treehouse. Yes, she went up in the treehouse, a princess. And by the time she came down from the treehouse, she was the sovereign. So, what do you say to that? She went to Government House and gave a speech. Um, yeah. No, you know what I've been doing? I got a little lazy. I started putting a pot on to boil. And I did kind of scorch the pot already, but I am going to get that humidifier together soon. Well, yeah, I did the old fashioned way. I just put a pot on to boil. Let's see. Oh, is Rohini here? Hey, Rohini. Joan Garcia, I did watch the video that you made me. That was adorable. Thank you so much. Featuring the Scorpio. All right. Thank you. By the way, you guys, did you know that one of the Lionels from the Jeffersons, the favorite Lionel, the one that was the original Lionel, his birthday is also November 3rd. And his name is, oh gosh, I think it um, was his last name Sanford? Yeah, I think his last name was Sanford. But yeah, one of the original um, Lionel Jeffersons, he's also a November 3rd Scorpio. That was one of the birthdays I could not remember. But yeah, one of those very quirky people that happens to have been born on the 3rd of November. So, oh, thank you, Bertha Stevens. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, you guys showed up and showed out yesterday for the birthday, and I am ever so appreciative. Let's see. Cass, oh, there we go. Cass Sterling, thank you very much for the, oh, there it is. There you go. Thank you very much for the birthday super chat. Let's see. Happy belated birthday, Baron. Blessings. Thank you very much. Oh, and for those of you guys that sent a Cash App or a Venmo, or was it a PayPal, or was it a couple of those? Well, anyway, thank you very much. I did receive those this morning. So thank you very much if you were one of the couple people that sent out a Cash App or a PayPal or a Venmo this morning. I tell you guys, I was trying to explain to my sister what happened yesterday, and then I got emotional all over again. But I do appreciate it so much, and thank you guys for being so supportive of Royal Sussex. Okay, Elaine Parker, thank you for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. Oh, and top of the morning to you. So, I think they should call it Carpet Gate, but we'll get to that very soon. Could you believe I only just noticed this before I went on? I had to change the title. So we're going to discover this together. Andy Cohen still regrets turning down Meghan Markle as a guest on the WWHL. You really never know. As for whether he thought Markle would do his show now, Cohen said, I don't think so. I think she's kind of done with it. I don't blame her. You passed on me then. You want me now? No. Well, what in the world is this all about? I have no idea. Hey, Big Mama. Um, According to the article, oh, Amma Andrews, thank you so thank you so much for the super sticker. And Dina Cardoso, happy birthday. I'm sorry, happy belated birthday, Baron. Many more to come. Thank you very much. And thank you again for being here as per usual. So the article says, and I am going to share it with you. Let me get this set up here. Andy Cohen is still kicking himself for passing up the opportunity to have Meghan Markle as a guest on Watch What Happens Live. Long before Meghan Markle married Prince Harry and became the Duchess of Sussex, she was starring as Rachel Zane in the USA Network's legal drama Suits. Around that time, Meghan Markle pitched as a guest on Cohen's late night Bravo show, right? So, let me see. I didn't watch Suits, and I guess she was pitched when we passed. And as my executive producer said, you really never know who is going to become a duchess. When asked by moderator Rachel Lindsay if there was any other stars he turned down, Cohen said, I don't know, but we're going to find out when I think there could be clips of Meghan Markle kikiing, kikiing with me doing a shot and taking, I'm sorry, and talking about Vicky, is it Gunvalson? I want to, well, I don't want to say that word, but he wants to hurt himself. That's what he's trying to say there. And as for whether he thought Markle would do his show now, Cohen shared, I don't think so. I think she's kind of done with it. You know, what you know what? By the way, I don't blame her. You passed on me then. You want me now? No. Lindsay responded by saying she loves Suits, but Cohen had a different perspective about the series, which has since had a massive resurgence on Netflix. It always seems like a fake show to me, Cohen admitted. I don't know why it shot in Canada. It's a parody of a show. Is it shot on green screens? I don't know. Justice for Suits, I guess. But yeah, well, I think that there was a bit of a bias because older people, some older people, should I say, if it wasn't on ABC, NBC, or CBS, then you would have doubts about it. If it was on HBO, then there's probably a little more adult content, right? Or more, drifting toward a rated, well, just like a PG-13. So I think there was a certain amount of bias when USA produced the show. And I think it was the same thing as well when the Fox network first started making their own, you know, productions. There was a bit of a bias because it wasn't the traditional legacy networks. Now, of course, we know better, and people would be more inclined to um, take those types of shows um, more serious. But at the time, I must admit I had a little bit of a bias myself, not just for Suits, but for anything that wasn't a traditional network show, and especially with, I guess, actors that were not well known. That could be another factor. So the good thing is there's this renaissance going on, and Suits has a whole new audience. And of course, because of the excitement and popularity about it being number one on Netflix, then of course that's bringing in even more people. So I think I can understand where a bit of that bias comes from because I myself, you know, it took me a while to warm to the idea that you could have certain types of television show, or at least have that quality on something other than the traditional networks. I was kind of slow to warm to the idea myself. So I don't know that that's what his situation is, but I'm just saying that's one of the possible things. Catherine Bryant, thank you so much for the super sticker. And what else did I see here? Okay. Oh, let me see. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Thank you very much, Catherine Bryant. Oh, I know what I meant to do. Thank you very much for. Let me see. I got a Cash App. That's the other thing I was looking for. AK. Thank you very much, AK. Of course, I don't want to say the name just in case it's something different, but it is. I'm sorry, there was a quote for happy birthday, Baron. I forgot to send yesterday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. So, I'm going to see if you all have anything to add to. Okay, I'm sorry. Lorna Williams says, Andy Cohen is full of crap. A lot of shows and movies use Canada as a background all the time. That is so true, Lorna. They can get around a lot of I think some of the union stuff, and also Toronto is a very clean and cooperative location to film. So, yeah. But again, I think some people just have little quirks and biases just the same. So, let me see. USA had a massive lineup of shows. I love Suits, Psych, Burn Notice, White Collar, Monk, among other shows, were excellent. I still watch them. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for saying that, Joyce, because I had no idea. Now, let me tell you what happened to me and television. Back in the late 90s, I um, I was working second shift. The last thing that I watched on primetime television, on a network television show, station, or network, was Dynasty and a couple of other shows. And then for quite a few years, I never went back to television. I had gotten to the sleeping pattern and working, late shifts. I always preferred to work the late shift. Um, I just abandoned the idea of working in mornings, so I didn't watch anything. If I watched something, it was usually on a box set that I rented, and then eventually, when streaming came along, then I began to catch up on some shows through the streaming services. So this is why a lot of, like, you know broadcast or syndicated shows and such, I missed all of them. I remember I watched 30 Rock. I did do the box set of 30 Rock, and a few other shows that I watched through and through. So, yeah, that's that's my story. I don't know about anybody else, but that was my story. Kim Peaches. Um, let's see. Naomi Maria says Suits has a whole new audience in the UK. You can't tell me those haters of Meghan aren't in the closet. I mean, aren't in the closet and watching it because of their obsession with the Duchess. Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's that many people in the UK that have it in for Meghan. It just seems like that because of the overwhelming, what do you call it? The way the networks. Hold on. Aha. I got Marie Cola before my voice goes out. All right. That should help. All right, Big Mama. I got my Ricola. Disaster averted. Ricola. Lemon mint. Ricola. Rohini says, Dynasty, good. Go Baron. I bet you also was a big bonanza and Little House on the Prairie. Bonanza. Oh, did I watch that? I don't think so. Little House on the Prairie, no. Dynasty, yes. I watched Big Valley. That's what I watched. I watched the Big Valley. Okay. Hmm. Um. Cohen was on Meghan's Archetype, and she reminded him about an encounter they had concerning his show. I recall. I do recall that. Oh, you got it in for Dame Joan Collins. Yeah, I didn't like her that much when she was on the show. Um, you had to either be Joan or Linda, and of course, I was a huge fan of Crystal Carrington, and of course Blake. I love Blake Carrington. Dynasty was it for me too, Baron. I was a surgical nurse, so I was always on call and didn't get back into TV until I retired. Big Mama, thank you for telling me that because I thought I was the only one. And for years, I just hadn't watched any network television. And I could not keep up with anything. I did not um, like record or anything like that. If I didn't catch it, I just didn't catch it. So yeah, that was my thing. Is just that I did not. I just stopped watching television, which is incredible because you know how my mind is like so geared around my experience watching television. But for that long period of time, I didn't watch anything. But when I did finally watch network television and I saw an episode of Roseanne, I was shocked at all the double entendres and the very crude and, dare I say, filthy humor. I was shocked. Not to sound like a prude or anything, but I, my mouth was hanging open and I kept saying, "Can they say that? Can they say that? I can't believe they said. Can they say that?" That was my experience. I went to sleep on an episode of Dynasty and woke up to Roseanne. And what I saw shocked me. And I was just I'm like, wow, television has changed. And it wasn't just Roseanne, it was other shows too, but I did not know that that type of stuff was permitted. So like I say, I hate to be a prude, but I had no idea that that's what was going on. So yeah. Um, but now I see that they're all. Oh, and what's the one? The Bundys? Was it the Bundys? Married with Children. Oh, Married with Children. How could I forget that? I thought their humor was a bit crude. So, and mind you, I do think a lot of it is fun and funny and stuff like that. It's just that it all changed overnight. And when I finally watched television again, just for a short period of time, I was just like, wow, nothing like it's not what I remember. That's all. Okay. I have nothing else to say about that. Baron, I was turned off with how white kids were always so disrespectful to their parents on TV. I can understand that. Definitely. I mean, it was always, back talk and stuff like that that I recall, but not so disrespectful and not so, continuous like that. So, exactly. Thank you. You guys are helping me out because I thought I was just being um, the most by by expressing my feelings about it. But now that I know other people have experienced that, now I feel vindicated. Absolutely. I feel so vindicated now. Thank you. Um, okay. Looking for a couple of more comments. Oh, Golden Girls. Yeah, I never saw like how Golden Girls ended until a couple years ago because that was one of the last things I watched on regular television. Hello, Cookies and Cream. Thank you so much for being here. Anna Espinoza. Me too. I never watched it. I thought it was kind of, yeah, I didn't watch it. If I had to, if it would save my life, if I could tell you the theme of one episode of Married with Children, I don't know if I could. I don't think I ever watched a full episode. Oh, okay. I take it back. I can think of two things. When Peg didn't want to get off her couch. Oh no, that was every show. Okay, when the car went over 1,000,000 miles. When the Dodge Charger or whatever it was went over 1,000,000 miles. I think I remember that one. And that's it. I don't know anything else about Married with Children. Um I know educate you too. That's why I feel kind of bad saying how much I don't like it, but yeah, it was gross. It was kind of gross to me. Okay. So that's what Andy Cohen had to say. I'm not sure if he was trying to um, be a little shady there, but if he was, I would not be surprised. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell when Andy Cohen is being shady because he's always shady. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing. So right here, King Charles visits to I'm sorry, King Charles visits. Why do I keep saying visits plural? King Charles' visit to Kenya brought to the fore calls for justice for UK's colonial and ongoing crimes. The British monarch hold on, let me get rid of this Ricola. Okay. The British monarch expressed deepest regrets for abhorrent and unjustified acts of violence committed against Kenyans, but stopped short of an official apology. People's movements have called for reparations and accountability for crimes during the colonial era, but also steps to address their impact, which continue to this day. So apparently, apparently, all of this stuff is coming out now, as you can see, November the 4th. Um, the trip started on the what was it, Halloween, October 31st, and now you're starting to get some pushback trickling in. Um, I'll take your word for it, Black Queen. I'll take your word for it. Let me see. Where is this article? I got it up here at the top somewhere. Somewhere. Let me see here. Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. I'll share a little bit of this article. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't need to do that. I already have it. Let me see. Hold on. I got it. I got it. I got it. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Okay. So I'll do it like this. The British monarch is. Oh, I did that already. As King Charles III began his 4-day state visit to Kenya this week, calls for accountability and reparations amplified in the country for the horrific abuse committed by the British Empire in his former colony. A statement issued by the UK government leading up to the visit indicated that the monarch would acknowledge the more painful aspects of the UK and Kenya's shared history, including the emergency 1952 through 1960. Is it emergency or is it atrocity? Why do they call it the emergency? This was a period of armed rebellion of the Kenya Land and Freedom Army, the KLFA, otherwise historically diversely known as the Mau Mau, which fought for liberation from Britain rule. The colonial authorities responded with severe brutality, killing, torturing, and maiming over 100,000 people, according to the Kenya Human Rights Commission. According to the widely cited works of Harvard historian Carolyn Elkins, between 160 to 320,000 Kenyans were interned in concentration camps. They were among the 1.5 million people who were either forced into camps or were otherwise confined in protected villages on suspicion of being linked to the KLFA's liberation struggle. After a decade of long campaign, the 2013 British government settled a legal case brought on behalf of 5,228 Kenyan people who had suffered torture and abuse during the emergency. A compensation of approximately $30 million was announced, amounting to only about $5,700 for each person at the time, along with a statement of regret. Not an apology, but regret. Despite the magnitude of the empire's crimes, it was clear that Charles III would not offer a full and unconditional apology and commit that is to effective reparations to victims and their families of the KHRC, noted in a statement this week. So that is what's in that article. And still, the inquiry into the 2019 had concluded one or two British soldiers were responsible for a murder. In 2021, the investigation by UK news publication The Sunday Times revealed the soldier had been named by fellow soldiers after he had allegedly confessed to unliving someone. It also found that another soldier had reported the unaliving of someone to senior officers, but nothing was done. No soldier has been charged yet for the harming of that lady, and the British Army has been accused of covering up her unaliving. So I don't think that was brought up at all during the visit. Do you guys recall that being brought up? Because I don't. I don't believe that was brought up. So they have so much work to do with Kenya. Uh, Germany apologized for some of their atrocities in Africa, and they have even paid not really a restitution, but they paid like I think $1.5 billion, or committed to a pledged $1.5 billion over a 10-year period or something like that. So the thing is, if reparations were paid to the Japanese, if reparations, and that is from the United States to the Japanese Americans that went into internment camps, if reparations have been paid to Jewish people uh, by, I guess it was Germany, and I can't remember if any other countries, but principally Germany has made some atonements and restitutions, and of course, since the Second World War, a great deal of the stolen art and treasures have been returned, except for the Soviets, Russia. They lost the most people in the Second World War. You can argue that they won the Second World War on behalf of the rest of Europe and the United States. And so they consider any treasures they receive as a down payment on what they say that they are owed for suffering the horrendous loss. So yeah, that's just a little bit of history with that. But yeah, let's see. And the Dutch king apologized. Thank you for reminding Big Mama. Oh, that was for Big Mama, not for me. But yeah, that's true. The king of the Netherlands, Willem Alexander, he did apologize for slavery, um, for the uh, role that his family and the Dutch people played in the transatlantic slave trade. So, you know, an apology will never be enough. There are no reparations that will ever be enough. Um, as I said a couple weeks ago, that conversations need to be had, and some people didn't agree with that. Some people would rather just give me the money. We don't need a conversation. Some people want the conversation and some money. And I'm sure there is a very rare breed of person who just wants the apology and maybe nothing else. But the thing that I am going to stress is that there is no one size fit all. I don't think anyone will ever be satisfied that an atonement, an apology, or reparations could ever be enough. That's something that I don't think most people will ever agree upon. So, um, the more time goes by, the more of us are going to live our whole lives and never hear the things that we want to hear, and of course the reparations or any actions that need to take place. A lot of us will never see that, just like generations before will be long gone, and nothing would have happened. So hopefully, hopefully, um, something will happen sooner rather than later. But what bothers me is that the more time that goes by, the less anything is likely to happen. I think that a lot of countries just want to run the clock down. They want to run the clock down, and hopefully, the future generations will not be as adamant about compensation or apologies. So, this is why I feel that it's better to start a conversation, because if you don't keep it on the table, time is going to go by and it's going to be all forgotten about. I mean, right now, some of these countries have money and that they can actually pay out a compensation. But if we keep delaying, there's going to be the excuse that there is no money. Naomi Maria says Japan is still paying reparations, taking tours for youth groups around the world, education tours by ship. Two of my nephews went on ship for youth. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, uh, good point. Send back the stolen items. Send back the human remains. How about that? But yes, there's also a great deal of stolen art and treasure, and you know, uh, historic pieces of every type that is in Western museums. I remember one day I was watching I was watching something. Someone wanted me to see something about missing stolen artifacts, right? And without missing a beat, I said, "What about the Field Museum in Chicago?" And they said, "Have you seen this before?" I said, "No, but I've been to the Field Museum in Chicago, and I know that Egyptian mummies and a lot of those artifacts just didn't show up. It didn't wash up on the shore of Lake Michigan. I believe a lot of that stuff is probably plundered or stolen." And and my friend was like, "Wow, how did you know that?" I'm like, "I keep telling you, I'm not just a pretty face." But yeah, it just makes sense. If there's a Western museum, there's something stolen. there's something that was plundered in those museums. That's just a fact. And it's not any particular museum, is most museums have something stolen in them. One of my favorite paintings, you guys know what one of my favorite paintings is, and it is The Wedding of Cana. And that was plundered, that was stolen by Napoleon. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, it's like one of my favorite art pieces. And I don't know that the place that it was stolen from I don't know that they'll ever get it back. I don't believe they will ever get that back. And and it's just one of tens of thousands, if not millions of things that was stolen by Western powers. And sometimes um, one Western power has stolen it from another. So Um, and if you're not sure what I'm speaking of, I'm going to see if I can share that with you. It is just magnificent. Okay. It is just magnificent. Um, and I know I shared it on Royal Sussex before, but I'll see if I can do it again. Okay. Okay. How come that's not working out for me? Oh, why don't I do this? Mm-hmm. You know why I won't do it like that? Because that don't work either. Oh man. Okay. Oh. You know what? I'm going about this the long way for no good reason. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? All right. Coming. There it goes. Yeah, I forgot I'm on my modern fast computer. Check it out. Oh, wait, that image is kind of blurry. I don't like that one. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. As a matter of fact, let me get rid of this one. Yeah, that's not a good solid photo. Let me see. Let me try it again. Okay. All right. I'm not even sure I'm saying it right. I always say The Wedding of Cana, but maybe it's pronounced another way. Okay. Let me see. I hope this is clear. All right. And all right. So this masterpiece was stolen from a church in Venice, and it was stolen by Napoleon. When Napoleon went through Europe plundering one historic site after the other, he took it, but it's so large. It's like the size of one of the old movie screens. They actually cut it in half so that they can get it over the mountains. So I would say somewhere near the railing there, through the banister, the ballast, yeah, whatever. Somewhere in the middle, going from left to right, the original painting has a line that goes across because they cut it in half so that they can take it back to Paris. And it is in the Louvre today. It is opposite the Mona Lisa. It is on the wall on the opposite side of the room from the Mona Lisa. And what I love about this painting is that with all the revelry, with all of the noise and debauchery, there's people drinking wine and playing music and dancing and shucking and jiving, and you could see someone what do you call it, loaning money, all the sins that are taking place in this image. And there's only one constant in all of that universe. And there in the center of the painting is the only figure that is looking straight into your eyes. And there's Christ in the center of everything. And so it's not just the colors and the shapes and everything. It is the resounding message that there's only one constant, and that is the maker. That is, in this case, Christ is the only constant that you can count on. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, whoever thought about this, that was just genius. But yeah, so none of the figures in the painting are actually looking at us. None of them, except for Christ. So it is a reminder that there's only one constant in this world. So that's why it's one of my favorites. I love the whole idea of that. It's like being able to count on your parents. If there's nothing else in this world you can count on, you can count on your mom and your dad. At least I hope so. Sadly, that's not everybody's story all the time, but yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so thanks for letting me share that with you. All right. Not sure how we got there, but I will continue. Let me take a look at a couple of your comments here. Let me see. Yes, the royal family had five-finger discount themselves around the world. You can imagine stealing a totem pole. Several have been stolen by the UK government from Canada. Really? Now Bill Gates, oh, by the way, thank you for your comment. Now Bill Gates working with Kenyan government to microchip newborn babies. So everything about your life birth certificate will be digital. I really pray for my country, Kenya. God, please protect her. I did not hear that, but yeah. There's other places in the world, but I guess they wanted to be Kenya. That's scary. I couldn't be the first one to do that, that's for sure. Okay. Marianne Morris says the power that be in Kenya should be explicit about horrendous acts of the British colonial government. The soldiers should also be held accountable for what happened to the Kenyan woman. Amen to that. Lavender says, nice painting, but that's not the true image of, is it Yahweh of Nazareth? Yeah. Um, Let me see. Someone commented on YouTube that the colonizers stole all the spices from all over the world, yet they refused to. Black Queen, it's been a while since you got me. It's been a while since you got me. Oh, it has been a minute, but you kind of snuck up on me with that one. So they just stole all the seasoning, all the spices, all of the condiments from around the world, and yet their food is still bland. Is that what you're telling me? Woo! Okay, you get a bell. You get a bell for that one. Thank you, Black Queen. See what happened when somebody lured you into a false sense of security. It's been a while, so usually I would, whenever Black Queen has something, I'd be like, "Uh oh." But you haven't heard me say "uh oh" in a while because it's been a while since you got me. But you got me that time. Ah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's move on. Now you got a sneak peek of this. Wait a minute. Interestingly, Charlie is king of the British, who are famous for how frequently they say sorry. And of course, I think that's supposed to be a joke, because otherwise it's like, sure, sure, sure. Sure. They just can't get it out, can they? Sure, sure. I just can't say it. Oh my God, I just can't say it. Sure. No, can't say it. By the way, whoever drew this horrendous image of Charles III, thank you. I think you really captured his spirit. Yeah, I think you really captured his spirit. So, sorry really seems to be the hardest word for some. Heads of state and even the taxman had to say it. Will King Charles? In summary, Brits can over apologize for non issues, but never for their misdeeds. Here, here. I've just had to show contrition to my cousin's dog, which probably thinks I'm the greatest traitor ever because I held her down as the vet administered a couple of rather painful injections that will cure the very uncomfortable boil she had developed on her rear end. The poor dog, which befriended me um, immediately we met, is now very wary of me and understandably so hopeful she doesn't hold grudges. I'm sorry, so hopeful she doesn't hold grudges along. There we go. And apologies seem to be the theme for the time we are living in. As I write this on the eve of King Charles' visit to Kenya, people are wondering whether the British sovereign will issue an apology for the violence of the empire against Kenyans during more than 80 years of colonization. Well, we know what the answer is. No, it did not happen. There was an acknowledgement, but no apology. No apology. So this was some optimism, I suppose, or speculation before the visit. And the reason for that wonderful cartoon. Okay, and here. So, oh, wait a minute. I can't see that top part there. Okay, exclusive. He's at it again. Harry's and Meghan's biographer, Omid Scobie, brands Prince William power hungry and King Charles unpopular as he promotes his explosive new book on the royal family. So, huh. Omid Scobie is going to be, um, I guess, really taking some swipes at the royal family with the up and coming book. This is like the second or third time in a week that he's kind of, you know, gotten real with them. Power hungry and King Charles unpopular. I'm going to agree with him. I'm going to agree with him. Oh, good for you. Coco has pre ordered the book. Well, good for you. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Which reminds me, I need to pre-order the book. Yeah, I need to pre-order the book. I haven't done that yet. Carmen Place says people were so excited and posting on X that Meghan, Harry, Carmen Diaz, and Celine Dion are at Katy Perry's concert in Vegas. Really? That's the first that I've heard. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, huh. All right. Oh, by the way, Omid Scobie, the unofficial mouthpiece of I love when they say that. The unofficial mouthpiece of Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex has launched an astonishing attack on the royal family in promotional material for his new book, branding Prince William power hungry and King Charles unpopular. Scobie, author of Finding Freedom, the 2020 bestseller about the couple, revealed the cover of his latest book, Endgame, this week with a breathless description on Amazon, calling it a penetrating investigation into the current state of the British monarchy. An unpopular king, a power hungry heir to the throne, a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, see, Omid Scobie, is there a hidden meaning behind that? He said a queen. Now let's dive into that. A queen that is willing to go to any lengths to preserve her image. Now you see, there's a few ways that we could take that. Do you all want me to get messy and tell you my interpretation of a queen that is willing to do anything to preserve her image? Should I go there? Okay, that'll do. That'll do. Thank you so much, Kellyanne Phillips. Okay, a queen that would go to any lengths to preserve her image. Well, let's start off with this queen. Um, where is she? If this is the queen they're talking about, I would say that ship has already sailed. What is there left to do? I am going to assume that that ship has already sailed. It has left the port. It is somewhere in the middle of the Baltic Sea or the Sea of Japan. I don't know where that ship is, but that ship has already sailed. Preserve what? What is it? I mean, at best, at best, one might preserve one's hair color, right? But as for um you know what? Let me look at that again because I want to make sure I got that right. If you want to read along, it is in the Daily Mail. But let me go back and take another peek at that because I'm not sure how I'm supposed to take that. But I got three. That's one of three meanings that I'm assuming. Okay, let me look at that again. Okay. Um, an unpopular king, a power hungry heir to the throne, and a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image, and a prince forced to start a new life after being betrayed by his family. Okay, let's stick with the queen. A queen, okay, where is it? A queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image. Okay. Okay. So technically, she is a queen consort. So I would say yes, except for I think it's a bit late for that, right? Now, is there another queen? that might want to preserve her image? Well, there is a soon to be queen that seems to have gone through just about any length possible to preserve her image. Yeah, I would say that there is someone who is doing everything they can to preserve their image. So that could be the person that he's talking about, right? Right? I mean, let's face it. I think one has given up years ago. I think there's someone who is fighting the big fight as we speak. I mean, someone who is going to go down kicking and screaming. And I mean to tell you, if that one has to go down with a syringe hanging out of their forehead, they're doing everything they can to preserve their image. Okay. That's queen number two. And then, of course, number three, the very bespoke maxi coat wearing, floor length, red liner, um, a newly minted uh, uh, Duchess of Edinburgh. I would say that Queen's. And let us not forget, I think someone has lost weight, has been using Kate's wig maker or hairdresser or something, and been wearing leather skirts. So, yeah, there's like about four people that I could think of that is a obsessed queen. Oh, so yeah, I don't know what it is about that kind of. Oh, you think I'm missing a queen? Do you think I'm missing a queen? Uh, because there may be another queen in the family that I'm losing track of. So, yeah, I think this one here, you guys, we won't really know until the book comes out. Maybe Omid has a surprise for us. Maybe it's not the queen in the sense that we're thinking of. Maybe it's a different type of queen, a drama queen, um, a queen, a pulled pork queen. It could be a different type of queen. We cannot be sure, but I think we should just wait for Omid's book, right? Okay, okay, all right. So leave it to me to go there, right? Leave it to me to go there. Um, all right, all right. In the meantime, as always, tell me more about your pulled pork sandwich. Oh, okay, okay. Anyway, I got that out of my system. And to think I was worried about Black Queen. All right, so moving on. Even if this was a choice made by the host, and it probably was, the optics of the king and queen walking on red carpet to avoid soil at Nairobi National Park are pretty ridiculous and out of touch. A clued up palace aide could have easily asked for it to be removed. Here, here. So, um, you all know that I called it before Omid Scobie tweeted about it. And the reason why you know about it is because at least twice a month, I'm going to give myself twice a month. At least twice a month, I get something right. Otherwise, I'm about as clueless as can be. But when I do get something right, you know we are never going to hear the end of it. I said it I said it first, and then Omid said it, And who knows? Maybe Omid watches Royal Sussex. Well, I'm going to give him credit for figuring it out on his own. But I did say it the day before he tweeted it that this is bad optics and that it doesn't look right. And anyway, so long as you all know I said it first, and if I don't see somebody say, yeah, you said it first, I'm gonna keep talking about it. And so long as y'all know that I said it first, right? I did say it first, right? Huh? Somebody say something. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking about it. I mean, we'll be going into the new year and I'm going to still be talking about that red carpet. Now, like I said, I did. Let me see. Nope, not yet, huh? Oh, thank you, TB. Thank you. You have just saved everybody because we could be here talking about this all. Oh, thank you, B. Martin. Thank you, Elaine Parker. Thank you. All right. Just so y'all know, I got something right. The only other thing that I always get right is Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Happy Sunday to you. It's Sunday for you now. Thank you so much for being here, Connie Balmer. Connie Balmer makes each day special. There we go. So, anyway, are you all sure I said it first? I think I said it first. I mean, I want to believe I did. But anyway, it's no big deal if somebody else said it first. I'm not the kind of person who likes to toot my own horn. Of course, if I oh never mind, let me stop before I see I was about to say something like married with children. See, I was about to say something like married with children, but I'm not going to say it. But anyway, I've never been one to toot my own horn. Oh. Okay, let me stop before I've even said the wrong thing. Okay, anyway, I've never been one to show out. How's that? I've never been to show off. But uh I'm you know what, it's getting late and I'm starting to get a little punchy. It's getting late and I'm starting to get weird. So let me keep this moving before before the people come after me. So if you all remember these famous moments, if you remember these famous moments, let me see here. Prince William plans palace revolution. Yeah, Prince William plans palace revolution to modernize the monarchy. Duke of Cambridge holds crisis meetings with aides after rel- string of public relations blunders during tour of the Caribbean. Now that's a monumental understatement. Blunder, I would say he effed up. Their tour around Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas saw the couple face backlash. William held abrupt talks with aide about the haphazard planning of the tour. Now, see, as people have been saying, almost immediately, the first thing that they want to do is figure out who else can we blame for our mistakes, right? Very royal family. Oh, Nubian Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Greetings, all squaddies. I hope you all have been keeping safe and well. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Baron at Royal Sussex, how are you? Nubian Queen, I had the best birthday. My family cooked. I had all kind of good food that I'm still eating on. I promise you, I haven't breakfast, lunch, dinner. I've been eating all of my soul food, and of course, all of the wonderful birthday greetings from the Sussex squad yesterday and today. So yeah, it's been super, and yes, so I've been visiting with my family and everything, and it is going very well. And I have been blessed with another year. I'm so happy for that. But yeah, and Royal Sussex. If it wasn't for this channel, I'm not sure what I would be doing right now. I'm not sure because I've worked jobs and such, and I've had things that didn't feel like work, and this definitely doesn't feel like I'm working. This just feels like I'm hanging out. So yeah, I'm feeling very blessed, and thank you so much for asking. And oh, Lydia Washington says Lola Love and Ingrid Soares have issues commenting. Can you look into them? Look into that faux them, please. Thanks, Baron. Yes, I will look into that faux. Yes, I'm fixing to look into that faux them lickety split. Yes, I will look into that photo. Okay. Woo. Uh, and you know what? It's a miracle that I even noticed because usually that looks like something I would do. Ooh. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks so me. That is just so me. Um oh, excuse me, y'all. All right. Get that out my system. Uh what am I looking for? Where did I leave off? Uh okay, yes, so I will look into that definitely. And hopefully I will have it resolved by tomorrow or later tonight. Um yes, I will do that for y'all. I will do that for y'all. Oh, oh, my eyes are running. Okay. It's just so adorable. Can you look into that for me? Yeah. Woo. Uh, okay. 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 I'm all right. I'm all right. Concentrate. All right. I'm good. Woo. Lord have mercy. Well, that was a first. I mean, y'all have to admit that was a first. That's never happened before. So, oh. Oh, it's like one of my relatives from Tennessee. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. So, anyway, um, what was I looking for? Uh, oh, okay. Thank you, Lydia. I will definitely take care of that. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, now, meanwhile, let me do this. Do this. Mm. Oh, okay. So, mm, that is okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that one. Let me see. Okay. All right. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my nose is running. All right. Now, where did I leave off? Uh, okay. Peace and love, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Educate you too. And thank you for being here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Um, well, that cleared my sinuses. Now, was that good with that? I think so. Sorry, sorry. Oh, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I'm sorry, I got the giggles. Now, oh. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. oh, oh, okay. Oh. Okay. Now, ah, mm. Now, what was I talking about? Um, okay, so their tour around Belize, Jamaica, and in the Bahamas saw the couple's face backlash. William held an abrupt talks with aides about to have his plan of the tour. And so if you look right here, you can see that one of their problems is Will and Kate, they decided to try to duplicate the experience that the Elizabeth and Philip had. So and it's not the first time that that had happened. If you notice that center photo, um well, the center photo. I'll show it to you again, a bigger image. But that happened with Philip and the Queen before. And so William, being the monarchist, the royalist, the future king, the heir to the throne, the Prince of Wales, or at the time he was the Duke of Cambridge, right? Because the Queen was still alive. He decided that he would go to Jamaica and try to do the greatest hits of Liz and Philip. Unfortunately, these are modern times, and the backlash was severe. So, um, right there on the left, you see how those two photos are top and bottom? Well, one of the derangers actually was making fun of the Sussexes riding in the car with the children as though that was something laughable. I guess they were trying to say that they have fallen, that they have that they had I guess not lived up to their potential, or they're not doing as well as they should do since they left the royal family, you know, that they are that they're lost, I guess. When the truth is, the real offense here is the Cambridges riding around looking like a couple of colonizers. When the Queen did it, it was the Queen. But with those two misfits is a reflection of colonization. And so if you go to Charles, Charles usually gets it right. I have never seen an image of Charles being carried about by the natives. And I have looked for it, right? For lack of a better word, the natives, the indigenous people. I've looked for it and I could not find it. I don't think that that's happened to him. I don't know if it's because he's too smart to allow that to happen, or if he just has not encountered such a situation. But he's traveled a lot. And so maybe he just got lucky, or maybe he was too smart for that. William doesn't seem to ask for any input from his father. And so, absent of that, the worst usually happens. Um, let's see. Cher Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. Lovely to learn you had a great birthday. Yes, I did. Thank you very much for the super sticker. And Harlem Girl, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the much needed laughter bear, and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the very kind and thoughtful, thoughtful birthday greeting. Um, let's see. William is so arrogant, always surrounded by yes men. Exactly. He hired those bureaucrats from the government and from companies around London. And those little slick hustlers that he hired, they're not there to shape anybody's image. They are there to secure their future. They needed, or they need, or needed someone. If they had diversity, if they just had diversity, if you send for a bunch of ambitious young white people and you go into countries that are full of a population of older, younger people that happen to be people of color, black people, let's just say black people, there's so many things that can go wrong. And the optics was awful, but that was a nightmare of their own making, because when people kept asking for the numbers for the diversity report, they just didn't bother to submit one. They didn't have anything to submit. The closest they have is the driver standing in the back behind the nanny, right? That's the closest diversity they have. But other than that, there isn't any. So they have been found wanting in their characters. So that's their fault. They don't see a need for diversity. And you know what? I ain't trying to help them. I guess diversity for them is the racially ambiguous owner of the Daily Mail. Um, he has kinky hair, but he has ice in his veins. Okay. So, oh, I did that already. There we go. Nope, that's nothing. And this, you know what? I think this one is kind of out of order. I didn't mean to slide, and actually, I really didn't need this one either. But once again, you can see Kate in her usual state of actually euphoria with her mouth gapped open for no good reason. Wouldn't it be something if she sleeps like that? You know what I mean? What if she's had so many visits to the salon, wink wink, that she sleeps like that? Could you imagine rolling over and seeing somebody sleeping like that? I got a feeling that it's actually work for her to keep her mouth closed and not open. Maybe that's the real work. Maybe this is her relaxed look. When she's closing, when she's clenching her jaws, that's when she's actually at rest. But this, I'm sorry, when her mouth is gapped open like that, that's when she's relaxed. So you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that she's had so many uh, trips to the beauty salon, wink, wink, that instead of being relaxed with her mouth closed, that is relaxed. Maybe it's reversed now. But she's happy because Willie has his hand on her shoulder. He's actually touching her. Exactly. Exactly. She's surprised. She's like, he's touching me. Oh, man. William has a face like a slap behind. Yeah. Oh, well, let me see here. Oh, there's going to be a fly. Okay. Yes, Rohini. I think that's what I mean. Yes, I think that's what I mean. And Sister Space. Okay, yes. Somehow my slides are out of order. Anyway, this is for Sister Space. You may recognize Nagazi Falani in the center with the blue wrap on right there. Well, okay, my slides are out of order. Darn it. Oh well, multiple Kenyan journalists have raised concerns about racial undertones during the royal family visit. Those who I have spoken to say there were mistreated and felt degraded in their own country, a sovereign country to say, so to say. Um, oh, oh, that's kind of small. Let's see how this goes. Where am I here? Okay. Uh, Let me see. I'll do that. And I will do this. So that article, actually, you know what? This is not an article. You know what this is? This was a tweet, and they used instead of an article, they just tweeted one tweet after the other. So it's like a very very long thread. But are you still drinking? Birthday is over now. Cher Brown says. Uh, no comment. No comment. Now, let's see, where was I? Okay, here I am. Mm. So, oh, all right. And I will do that and that. All right. So, okay. Headlines as these segregated press buses, stale sandwiches, and use toothpicks. Behind the scenes of the well choreographed but tone deaf royal visit to Kenya, journalists have complained of being segregated from their British counterparts during the pool transportation. Did you all hear that? The journalists said that they were segregated from the British counterparts. The Kenyan, the Kenyan press was segregated from their British counterparts. They were given stale sandwiches, used toothpicks, and they were segregated to buses on a separate bus, allegedly. Now I don't. This is not a article. This is someone's tweet, so I have to say it has been alleged, right? Until I see the actual article. And not receiving proper meals despite Kenyan taxpayers partly funding this high level visit, organizers allegedly separated local journalists from Kenya and the UK, drawing criticism and claims of racial discrimination. This happened in Kenya, allegedly. The controversy began when three separate buses were designated for journalists, two for the royal editors, correspondents, and photographers from the UK, and another one bus for Kenyan based colleagues, I amongst the accredited to cover the visit. The buses were labeled UK media and local media. This raised eyebrows as it appears to segregate journalists based on their nationality and color. Colleagues have expressed displeasure about unequal treatment they received. I chose to drop all the frustration of colleagues here because you're unlikely to find it in local television or publications. I can no longer defend the Kenyan media. So, this is why there's no article. The person who wrote this couldn't do it through traditional uh, media, so they put it on Twitter. Colleagues in Nairobi woke up early in the morning and met at Radisson Blue Upper Hill for 2 days. Tuesday and Wednesday, they were arranged under Route 1 and Route 2. No breakfast, water, and lunch for Kenyan based journalists. Um, Kenya was distributing packed foods. Yeah. The Kenyan representatives were distributing packed foods. Britain received Britain received preferential treatment during mealtime despite Kenyans and UK state teams agreeing on distribution of food equally. The issue is not about food or water, but contempt. Wow. Now, before I go on, I have a theory as to why this happened, especially especially when they mention the inequities of food distribution. I have a feeling that there's one reason alone why that happened, and you all know what it is. There is one individual that is responsible for food inequality. Y'all know who it is, so stop playing. There's one, and it wasn't the British government. It wasn't the Kenyan government. I think I found the culprit. I think I found the culprit. You all know that Robert Jobson, you all know Robert Jobson was part of the delegation of reporters from Britain. Yes, Elaine Parker, you got it. You got it. If there's any responsible party that I can think of that is responsible for the inequities of food distribution, it is Robert Jobson. Robert, where's my CPAP Jobson? He's responsible. Yep, that's who did it. That is the reason. Could you imagine if we found out that there was any type of food insecurity and it was someone else? No. And let us not also overlook the fact that Rebecca English Rebecca English was there too now. So it may not have just been Robert Jobson because Rebecca English was there too. So between Robert Jobson and Rebecca English, the Kenyan reporters nearly starved. They nearly starved because of those two. Um, yeah, that's if I had to wager, if I had to wager as to what happened, I'm going to say it was a combination of Robert Jobson and Rebecca. Are you done with that English? Um, and by the way, that's Rebecca English on the left. Yeah, those were the two right there responsible. Between Robert Jobson and Rebecca English, the Kenyans didn't stand a chance. While everybody else was out there covering the event, two of those reporters kind of, fell back. Everybody was walking and they say, "Oh yeah, we'll catch up to you." Y'all go ahead, we catch up with you. That explains the used toothpicks. That explains the used toothpicks. Robert Jobson and Rebecca English decided to send the rest of them ahead, and they laid back in the cut until nobody was looking, and then ran up on them buses. I'm so bad. And then ran up on them buses or ran inside of the banquet hall or whatever. That's what happened. It wasn't the hotel. It wasn't the British government. It was Robert Jobson and Rebecca English. That's what happened to their food. Woo! Yep, I knew it. I knew it. As soon as I saw that, I said, you know what? You know what? I think I have a theory as to what happened with their stuff. Uh, point well taken, Rohini. Point well taken. But anyway, that's what happened. So, oh well. If anybody would like to alert the authorities in Kenya so that this never happens again, just don't put my name in it. But if anybody wants to alert the authorities in Kenya why things went terribly wrong, um, I think that that's a working theory right there. So, uh, yeah. So Britons have received preferential treatment during mealtime, despite Kenyan and UK state teams agreeing on distribution of food equally. The issue is not about the food or water, but contempt. Right. In one incident, some Kenyan based journalist was not provided lunch, only to be offered a few leftover boxes. Later, upon opening, they discovered stale sandwiches, unwrapped cupcake paper, and used toothpicks. This was this wait a minute. This was and is disgusting. The situation escalated almost a week before the royal visit when senior officials from the UK and Kenya created a WhatsApp group for Kenyan based media. The platform was intended to gather all accredited colleagues to cover the royal tour. However, administrators of the group from UK and Kenya initially enforced restrictions. Only let me see, only administration can send messages. Yeah, only the administrator can send messages. That prevented journalists from engaging in any discussion. My personal opinion is this was outright gagging. The restriction raised concerns about media freedom, and it prompted me to challenge the head of communications at the UK in Kenya, whether the restrictions amount to a gag order on Kenyan based media. She told me she did that to streamline communication. 2 or 3 hours later, the setting were changed to all participants were allowed to chat. Colleagues did ask pertinent questions regarding the visit. Nobody sent their personal images or anything unrelated. Someone tried to choke us. It should never have happened. Hours before Charles Windsor arrived at the State House, Kenya, an incident involving a senior Kenyan diplomatic figure and a UK and Kenya diplomat hinted at behind the scene friction. The UK diplomat was allegedly involved in a confrontation with a Kenyan envoy over press photographers. Witnesses claim that the UK and Kenya diplomat engaged in physical altercation with a Kenyan envoy who played part in making the visit a success, seemingly over his placement, which she believed was obstructing coverage of the royal visit. The envoy is a known media figure. I am saying this because without his input and back channel diplomacy, this visit wouldn't have happened. Now, let's deconstruct what I just read. They said that they felt as though their position was obstructed, right? An obstruction. Now, what could have possibly have obstructed her view of what was happening during the visit? What large inanimate object or person what large and inanimate object, what wheezing and gasping object could have blocked her view? Do you all have any? Oh, there you go. You're right, Jobo. I'm going to say it again, Robert Jobson, and to a lesser extent, Rebecca English. Those are the two obstructions, but for sure, it had to have been Robert Jobson. Yeah, I'm going to say Robert Jobson. Yeah, thank you, Hazel Jones. Uh, you know what's really bad? What's really bad is when stuff like this starts making sense. That's when you know you're in trouble. When this starts to make sense, you're in trouble. But yeah, so that's probably what happened. If there was any obstruction, it was likely Robert Jobson. Uh, so to continue, while details surrounding the confrontation remain somewhat unclear, this incident that disgusted many journalists and Kenyan state officials suggests that there may have been tension or disagreement beneath the surface of the carefully orchestrated royal visit to Kenya. I have engaged in Kenyan diplomats on. I engaged with Kenyan diplomats on the confrontation. He told me, I think she was trying to get line of sight for. I also have engaged multiple state officials who registered their displeasure with the UK and Kenya officials. Oh, excuse me, you guys. Sorry. Oh, ah, sorry about that. Um, where did I leave off? Officials mistreatment senior, junior Kenyan officials. Another unusual incident unfolded in at the Nairobi Carrier Corps Cemetery. Okay, the Nairobi Cemetery. I'll just say Nairobi Cemetery, involving the said UK and Kenya uh, diplomat and a group of three individuals, two military officers linked to Defense Press Unit and civil journalists. According to multiple sources, the foreign diplomat confronted the trio at the cemetery, insisting that they relocate to the perimeter. I'm sorry, the predetermined fixed positions. They were two categories. Okay, yeah, there were two categories. Number one, press pull. Number two, fixed position. Samima Wima, comma, something. Oh, okay. I think that's the translation. Despite the individuals' attempt to identify themselves, it appeared that the UK and Kenya diplomat paid little heed to their explanation. One source said it was either her way or the highway. The source noted the diplomat was resolute in her demands. She informed the three that they were on Commonwealth grounds, thus subject to particular regulations, according to one source. She even threatened to enlist palace guards to forcibly remove them if they didn't comply. The incident raised questions and concerns among those who witnessed it. Some observed that the UK and Kenya diplomat seemed to suggest an air of superiority. Oh, that's a shock. As it rules governments, as it rules governing the British Commonwealth could be imposed upon Kenyan soil. Huh. All right. All right. So I'm almost done with this, by the way. It left many individuals, including military officers, feeling concerned and disrespected. This visit was also not without its share of intriguing moments and curious decisions by Kenyan and British officials. One such instance during the royal visit to Nairobi National Park, the red carpet. Okay, I'll skip that. We know all about that. And Ship remarked, oh, yeah, there's a quote from Chris Ship here. The Kenyans were very keen on red carpet. I saw more of them here than on any other royal tour, but otherwise agreed this looks odd. Okay, so even Chris Ship said the red carpet was kind of strange. Huh. So there you go. And lastly, okay. Okay. So that was it, you guys. That was it. That everything seemed like it went picture perfect, but behind the scenes there was a lot of friction. That is what I gather, is that there was a lot of friction behind the scene. Let me see. Speaking of friction, uh, okay, never mind. I'm done talking about him. This is just sad. You can't take those royals anywhere. The kids didn't know Kate Middlebaum. They said William was 57-year-old man. Charles and Camilla have started a big problem. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's so anyway, again, this was not an article. This was the opinion of someone who was there based upon these tweets. This is not a magazine article. This was a series of tweets on Twitter because they felt as though that was the only safe place where they could tell you the truth as they know it. Okay. So I just want to qualify it by saying that, or caution by saying that that is the truth as they know it. So there you go. This is all of that stuff. Now, behind the scenes of a well choreographed but tone deaf royal visit to Kenya. So this is yet another real article. Uh, red card. Did I do that one already? Coastal city is known for scorching heat. Temperatures can soar up to 91 degrees Celsius. This intense heat poses a significant challenge, emphasizing the need for suitable sun protection. Oh, okay, so that's nothing. All right, so let's move on then. Let us move on. Now, if you take a look right here, Kenyans were very keen on the red carpet, says Chris Ship. I saw more of it here than any other royal tour, he said. Now, the red carpet to me is another one of those privileged, or at least it appeared to be a very privileged moment for the royals visiting another country. Queen Elizabeth II makes her way underneath a large colored umbrella to a dais to watch the Durbar of the Ashanti chief at the Kumasi Sports Stadium in Ghana, and that happened back in 1960, November 15th, 1960. So, yet another one of those images that nowadays would look rather strange, I think. And let us be fair about this and say that the people that participate in this, they believe that they are showing respect to the sovereign. They're showing respect to the the head of the Commonwealth, or the you know to the motherland and the Queen and all that. But nowadays, it would look grossly out of place. So what was considered polite back in those days would get you would get you roundly criticized and probably canceled nowadays. So, but I tell you what, if it was left up to William and Kate, they would do this and they would think it was okay. They would do this and wouldn't even blink an eye. They wouldn't even blink. That is, if one of them is still capable of blinking, considering all of the trips to the beauty salon. Sometimes when you go to the beauty salon, when you come out of there, you're not able to blink. You can't blink. You can't close your mouth. You cannot blink and you can't close your mouth. Some beauty salons use more intervention than others. You know what I mean? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I hope so. Yeah, some beauty salons are more rigorous than others. Can I say that? I think I could say that. Okay. Now, royals do not carry cash, but not, I'm sorry, royals do carry cash, should I say, but not enough. Queen Camilla asked market vendor if she can settle up later after running out of shillings in Nairobi after showing off her dance moves with local women. You call that showing off? Are we really going to call that that thing she was doing showing off? This is showing off? That's showing off. Because to me it looks like she needs to find a restroom. That's it looks like she needs to find the loo. That's what that looks like. That looks like that little wiggle you do when you really got to go. uh, Showing off her dance moves. Okay, if you say so. If that's showing off, I would hate to see what it looked like if she's holding back. Queen Camilla shopped in Kenya, didn't have enough cash on her for cashew butter. Oh, oh. So after all these years, now she wants to hydrate. After all these years, now she wants to hydrate. All these years of not wearing any sunblock, not wearing any types of oils or sunblock or anything like that. Now you want to try to hydrate? That is like closing the barn after the horse has already bolted. Now you want to hydrate. And there's the queen in Ghana back in 1960. And here on the right side, I'm not sure where the queen was on this visit, but as you can see, they have her hoisted up and they are carrying the queen. This looks like one of those trips to the Oceania, the South Pacific or something. And of course, there's Kate cosplaying the queen. As you can see, it is the spitting image of what the queen wore. There is just nothing original about her, nothing at all. She's got the Imelda Markle shoulders, she's got the flying saucer hat, and the lace dress, just like the queen. Copy Kate strikes again. And of course, I don't want to leave William out of it. Look at that colonizer outfit he's wearing. Look at there. Now, notice Charles didn't bother wearing the military uniform. He laid a wreath, but he was wearing one of his regular suits. He didn't go for the military uniform. But you know who went for the military uniform? The guy who wants to look just like Grandpa Philip, right? The one who wants to be Prince Philip, the one who wants to be courageous and rugged and handsome, just like Prince Philip. But unfortunately for him, he's not Prince Philip, he's William. William the Boar, William the Terrible. Mm, yeah, Charles, I don't care what the climate, Charles is going to wear those same suits over and over again. He's given up on trying to blend in. Yeah, it's almost like a second skin for him. He's going to wear those same threadbare suits. And there's the Queen and Philip on another trip to, I guess, the Caribbean. I guess they're in Jamaica again. But yeah, on another trip to Jamaica, I believe, and riding around in that same Range Rover. Uh, William and Kate minds are missing a century. Something is wrong with them. Yeah, it is. Well, if you're comfortable with being handled, if you don't do anything for yourself and you let other people handle you, that's how stuff like that happens. I am told that both William and Kate pay very active interest in how their events are covered. A lot of prep work goes into how it's going to be perceived and how it looks. Rihanna Mills at Sky News. So this is a slide that I made a long time ago. And the reason why I did that was because of what we're talking about right now. Prince William and Kate take an active interest in the prep work and optics of their events. How is that possible when stuff like this happens? But then again, maybe this is what they wanted. Maybe when they heard about the fact that they were going to be carried about by brown people, maybe this is just what they wanted. Maybe this wasn't by chance. Maybe this wasn't an accident. Maybe this wasn't miscommunication or just, poor planning. Maybe this is exactly what they wanted. And you know what? The same people who laughed and told Harry, yeah, wear that. Yeah, wear that. Uh huh. Yeah, you should wear that one. Definitely that one. Well, look at what they have to look back on. Look at what they have to look back on. And then I thought this was rather offensive. Queen of the Jungle, Belle of the Ball, Belle Ball. Um, this magazine came out during the Oceania tour. And when I saw it, instantly I made the connection with one of those old movies, The Triumph, Wild Animal Spectacle, Queen of the Jungle. That's exactly what it sounds like. I mean, it reads the same way, where you have the English rose in the wild, forbidden rainforests with all the beasts and all the people to protect her virtue. And it is 2023, and there are still people who think that that narrative is acceptable in 2023. They think that narrative is acceptable in 2023. Tone deaf poverty safari PR stunt. It's important our children learn early on how less fortunate others are. And this is in reference to Will and Kate going to that food bank. They called it a tone deaf safari PR stunt. And it is like a safari where you leave your gilded cage, your gilded home, the fishbowl, and you venture out to the public and you go to places where people are hungry, where people are unsure, uncertain, where people are suffering. You go there just to make sure you get like a trophy hunter, but rather than bagging a wild beast, you are taking photos of yourself interacting with the poor or the spaces that are occupied by the poor, by the people struggling, the lower classes, if you will. And they feel as though that's okay. Those are the optics that they maintain. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. This is emblematic of how they see the world. That is still how the so called working royals, this is how they see the world. And there's Philip being carried. Philip, who William probably got the idea from Philip. Philip was what, 99 when he died? Maybe he wasn't the person you should listen to. This is kind of funny. Do you get it? Do you guys get it? Let me know if you get the joke here. I'm always impressed by the skill with which the Royal Protection Officers disguise themselves. I thought it was fun. Uh, Anybody? Didn't say those same words. Let me see. Didn't Diana say those same words when she took William to see how the homeless lived? I don't know. I don't recall. I am stuck on the Queen of the Jungle headline in the 21st century. Yeah. Now, I think that was I don't know which magazine that was. Uh, Let me see. Kate Middleton, Queen of the Jungle. Uh, I'm trying to see if I can find which magazine that was. But yeah, it was definitely a magazine, and I just don't remember which one. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I do apologize. I don't remember which magazine, but I am so certain I would have definitely have verified it before I used it. So, but if I can find it later, I shall. Uh, okay, so nobody gets it, huh? Well, this is in reference to see the tree. See that little what do you call it? Palm tree. Well, that's what the joke is, that the palm tree is supposed to be a royal protection officer in disguise. I thought it was cute. It took me a while before I figured it out. The palm tree is supposed to be a royal protection officer hiding in plain sight. Not today, colonizer. Not today. I think they should have passed these T-shirts out in Kenya. I think if everybody would have wore these T-shirts, they would never have to worry about the Windsors showing up ever again. Not today, colonizers. And of course, these are some of those images from the past that were not addressed. Um, yeah, I don't think they really addressed it. And the height of hypocrisy, these privileged people wearing these uniforms, only one of those people in the photo has ever been to a war. Only one of them, and that is the Duke of York. All the rest of them are all dressed up and really do not deserve to wear those uniforms. None of them, except the Duke of York. And of course, the person they denied the uniform still looks just as stately as ever. As a matter of fact, um, Harry, Harry looks like he's being protected by his security detail. For sure, he does. Yeah, Harry looks like a real man in that photo, the only real man in the photo. I know, isn't that funny? The palm tree is the royal protection officer. I'm always impressed by the skills with which the royal protection officers disguise themselves. And I guess what makes it so funny is because you've never seen any photo where they brought a palm tree to the airport. It's not like the palm tree is growing up right there on the airfield, and yet there's a palm tree on the pedestal with what's his name? Edward. Very funny. Yes, yes, I would love to see Byline take on that one. Good idea. Okay, this is the thing I wanted to share with you. We did it. Sister Space Sanctuary, UK first specialist refugees. Okay, refuge for Black women affected by abuse. Sister Space has a refuge just for Black women that are immigrants and victims of abuse. Yeah, how cool is that? See there? Women's Refuge Sister Space on the launch of its specialist sanctuary. We want to create a safe space for Black women. Oh, maybe it's not just for immigrants, but yeah, it's a safe space for Black women. There it is. Where am I here? Mm. Oh, oh, that's not today. There we go. There's today. I kind of lost my place here. Okay. Sister Space has announced the creation of the UK's first refuge to provide specialist support for women of African and Caribbean descent. Founded in 2016 in response to the tragic loss of life of Valerie Ford and her daughter as a result of a intimate partner's violence, the charity has become a leading voice in the fight to bridge the gap in domestic abuse services for Black women and girls. Their vital work has also resulted in the creation of Valerie's Law, a campaign that advocates for mandatory cultural competency training for police officers and government agencies in the hope to do better, to better protect and support Black women facing abuse. I like that. The purpose built space, according to operation manager Dejanami Headley, will allow us to deliver a more effective service, a temporary safe space that we can, a service user, I think I'm missing a word, in times where previously we would have had to utilize personal funds for hotels in order to never leave anyone at risk. The new sanctuary is a turning point for the charity, adds Headley, who says that receiving confirmation that of the charity building brought a sense of excitement and relief. I even got goosebumps just reflecting on the scale of what had just happened. Public response to the news also felt like a real once in a lifetime moment. She says, having received such a positive response from attendees at Unfiltered, a live panel discussion hosted by the charity and on social media, Headley notes it was nice change to see the level of engagement that sadly usually comes as a result of amplifying yet another tragic case of injustice instead for being for but instead be for a space that helped to address those issues. It felt restorative. Here. It felt restorative. I like that. It felt restorative. That's right. Black Lives Matter. Prince Harry is too fine to be humiliated by those folks. True, very true. So, me, 57, you must be kidding, Prince of Wales responds to child's guess. The Prince, 41, feigns shock reaction, saying, I'm not that old, during visit with his wife to a town to the wife to town of what is that, Burgehead in Scotland. Um, I saw that yesterday, and I'm still looking to see if there's a video. But for now, I have to say it again. They thought he was 57 years old. They thought he was just a little younger than I am. 57. 57. They thought William was 57 years old. It reminds me of that article from 2016. What happened to my royal pinup? Laura Freeman had a schoolgirl crush on William and wept when he sadly, she says, he's no longer the prince of her dreams. He is no longer the prince of her dreams. What does she mean by that? Well, let's take a look. Oh, good God. Oh, my God. What happened? Oh, my God. What happened to him? Ugh. What happened, y'all? Hey, y'all, what happened to him? Oh, man. Too much. Too much. Yeah, something happened. Remember how he used to look so, I'm not sure how to say he looked, but there was a divergence, right? Something happened on the way to age 20. Yes, something happened on the way to age 20. And whatever it was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. That good-looking young man, remember how good-looking he was? Now look at him. Now look at him. No wonder he's so angry and bitter with his brother. This explains where the anger comes from incandescent jealousy and resentment, rage of his younger brother. Exactly. Okay, y'all, I'm putting my pot on to boil. You can hear my voice is starting to go. I'm putting my pot on to boil. That was me tweaking the stove if you heard that beeping. Oh, mm, mm. Naomi Maria, I don't know if we could say that. Let me say it out loud and see how it sounds. Okay? But I'm not sure we could say that. Willie got ugly like his demeanor. Jealousy and bitterness can do that. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay with that, Naomi. Thank you. I had to say it out loud to know if it was okay to say it. Hey, where's Legs tonight? Where's Legs? I just noticed Legs is not here. And you guys, I'm trying not to say, where's Church Nellie? Where's Church Nellie? Oh, and I don't think that William is unattractive as much as he's creepy. You understand what I'm saying? Creepy. He's creepy. There's something about him that is absolutely creepy. I don't know what it is, but he's given me that slasher movie vibe. But somewhere, somehow, some way, William has become rather odd. Shall I say strange? What happened to him? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe it's not fair to speculate. And remember, we're all God's children, no matter how we look. We're all God's children. Children. And yet William has turned completely bizarre. No wonder, no wonder he has it in for his brother. Is there any wonder? Hmm. Oh well. Okay. Let me go to the next slide. I mean, since I've gone through the trouble, we might as well look at another photo of him. Let me see. Yes, he's sleazy. You remember the time he was trying to flirt with Meghan and Harry? Oh, you're not talking about when they were in church. Um, Let me see. You're not talking about this, are you? Because I hate to think that that's what that was. I really don't want to believe that he was trying to push up on the Duchess of Sussex. Ugh. I don't want to believe it anyway. I mean, yeah, I don't want to believe that. Yeah, let's hope that that's not what it was. Okay. I hope not. I hope. I pray that he wasn't trying to. You know what I mean? Because that would just be gross. So, hmm. Okay, let me take another look at your comments here and take that away. I was trying to stay in bushes tonight, but I'm over here cracking up because William is creepy. And yes, he is openly lusting after Meghan. Oh God, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. Now take a look here. Take a look here. As much as the derangers, they try to come for Harry. They try to belittle Harry. They attack Harry. And Harry, I will admit that at one time Harry was a bit awkward, right? He was a bit awkward and kind of weird looking. But all of all of that, all of that has changed. It's as though someone flipped a switch and William went from, what he was, and now Harry is all of that and then some. So, you know, I'm just saying, Harry has got it going on now. So, yep, Harry has got it going on. Let me see. When you look like a Spencer, but you act like a Windsor. And that's probably what it is. It's probably not so much what he looks like, it's what he acts like. Yeah, it's what he acts like. And then right here, life with Harry and without Harry. So on the left side, they laughed, they smiled, they joked, they had so much fun. But when Harry left, and by the way, thank you to the squatty that put this collage together. But when Harry left, take a look on the right side. They look sullen, sourpuss. They look depressed, sad, glum. Look at the difference. Look at the difference of life with Harry and life without him. What a stark reality. And then there's this. Well, let's see. What's ironic is that as a teen, William was the dashing one, and Harry was the awkward ginger. Boy, has the fortune reverse. In every way, Harry is the sexy, stylish, appealing, gorgeous, confident ginger avenger. William is channeling his dad in a very way, not hot. Mm. Tell us how you really feel. Laugh out loud. It's no contest, man. No contest. He turned into a spunky dude with a sexy swag. Naomi Maria, I didn't know you talk like that. Edna Richardson says, but we know why. The reason Harry was that way, he was mentally defeated by the royal family, the press, and magazines. Yeah, they did a job on him. They definitely did a job on him. Lydia says, I looked for the video telling him he's 57 with no success. Where is the body language people at to analyze his face? I tried to find it too. And I'm just like, it seems strange that they would quote that, but maybe wherever it was posted, the palace had them take it down. Because there was a couple things on the royal family channel that was removed. And I'm pretty sure that if they had that video, it's gone now. But I am going to make it my life's work to find that video. Yeah, she is. She is not aging well. All those sleepless nights wondering what Meghan is wearing. Now, this was kind of funny. How many times are you going to use this lie? This is Ohio swimmer Joe Dole. You haters really can't stand Bully trying to replace him because the photoshopping isn't good enough. Boy, 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 I tell you, when a squatty lays in, that squatty say, how many more times are y'all gonna do this? And then over there, no wonder Megan was always ogling. Yeah, that was the comment that the ranger made, that Megan was ogling William, as if, as if. So after that troll posted that comment, then one of the squatties posted the one on the left side. So yeah, the photos are out of order, but that is the order in which it was supposed to have been placed. Yeah. So the picture on the right side, okay, I remember the photos on the right side when Harry was at the polo match, and they were trying to say that Harry has like a dad's body and that William still has that fit trim frame from high school or whatever. And then the squatty on the left side posted the real person's name and photos. So there you go. That's how that worked out. He looks 60 ish. Now, I love this one. You know, I saved this from about a year ago. Now that, well, not a year ago, but months ago. Now that Uncle Edward is finally the Duke of Edinburgh, I hope people will stop confusing us despite the uncanny resemblance. Oh, that's a parody account. It's called Prince William or at Will's Windsor. That is a parody account, of course. That's not actually from Prince William. Oh my God. When I first saw that, I think I spit my coffee through my nose. Yeah, I think I was snorting coffee through my nose when I saw that. It was so funny. Now that Uncle Edward is finally the Duke of Edinburgh, I hope people would stop confusing us despite the uncanny resemblance. Hashtag twins. Woo! Hey, remember how good looking Edward was? Remember how good looking what's his name? Andrew. Remember how good looking Andrew was? I mean, they were both so good looking, but that darn Windsor gene, that recessive yet persistent Windsor gene. There's something about that Windsor gene. When that Windsor gene get a hold of you, you know what I'm saying? when it gets a hold of you, it just gnaws and chews and chomps and stretches and torments. That's what it does. When that Windsor gene get to you, your eyes, your pupils dilate. You say stupid stuff at the worst possible time. That's that Windsor gene. You dress up like a bottle of deodorant. People think you're 57 years old when you're actually 41. That's that Windsor gene. That's that recessive, repugnant Windsor gene. You would think, you would think that one of these days, the Mayo Clinic or some teaching hospital of some sort, you would think that one of those major hospitals will do some much needed research to try to avoid the Windsor gene. You know, as much as I, the way I've, you know what I'm saying? I don't hate any of these people, but if there was a way that they could be helped, that if there was something to combat that Windsor gene, maybe they would be nicer people. Yeah. Good night, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, okay. Good night, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much, and thank you for always being so supportive. But yeah, I if there was like if there was like a charitable place for the Windsor gene research, I would support it because after all, the royal family is going to be around for a long time, and we just don't want to have to deal with this. So there's got to be some way to block that Windsor gene. Maybe they would call it, let me see, a Windsor gene block, a wind block. Yeah, they can call it the wind block. That's the name of the medication, wind block. Yes, the wind blockers, the Windsor gene block, wind block, and that will keep your teeth white. It will keep your ears small. It will take the point out of your nose. It'll do all that stuff. Prince Harry, please forward your dentist contact information to the rest of your family. Thank you. Well, Prince Harry's secret is an electric toothbrush. That's it. I know, Edna Richardson, that was quite a revelation. Who knew how bad things were for Harry? How he was neglected and mistreated? So I think we're at the end, you guys. Let me see. That is slide number 52. Yeah, we're at the end. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, everyone, for your help, for being so supportive to the Royal Sussex channel, for the wonderful birthday greetings. Oh, okay. Yes. Anyway, thank you all. And I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Our last word of the day is wind block. Um, and let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go and rest my throat. I got the pot on, but my throat is so dry. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. And no bad energy. Yeah, no bad energy. Okay. I'm going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I'm looking in the wrong place for Ginger Adventure. Lord have mercy.
I was gonna say that. Well, that is his mom, so he don't. Yeah. Nah, he better have a guy